So what about the Sky Saber, guys? The AA system that was leaked yesterday by the main leakers, of course, and it is probably going to be coming for the UK. So let's talk a little bit about what should you expect from it. It's very similar to the SAMP T, right? On the way that it will work, and the Iris T, SLM, stuff like that, right? So nothing too crazy to talk about here, but it's still cool to know how it will actually properly work in the game, okay? So the first thing is that, of course, we have probably a 3-vehicle situation as well, although the launchers technically could do some things. Apparently, they would have an optical system to be able to, just like the Japanese one, to be basically just fire missiles, you know, but at the end of the day, I still believe that we will have the radar, okay? We will have the 3-vehicle situation, so probably 1 will be the radar, 2 will be the launchers, okay? So what about the radar? The radar will be the Giraffe Radar, one of the Giraffe Radars, right? It is going to be a truck, a normal truck, a MAM truck, just like the German ones. And then it will have, this will be the main vehicle, right, probably, and it will have the Giraffe Radar on top of it. It is a very large radar on the terms of how erect it can actually be. So it is going to be a very easy radar to, you know, notice in the ground, in the battlefield, I think. So it's going to be actually kind of funny of how tall this radar antenna is. But yeah, it will basically erect itself. It will be trying to look, you know, above tree lines and stuff. And then you have the proper Giraffe Radar on top of it, which would produce an image, of course, 360 degrees. Main fire control system, so it doesn't have illumination radars or anything like that. It's just a search radar. And then 120 to 180 kilometers depending on version and depending on targets, etc., right? With around 1 turn per second or 2 or like 1 turn per 2 seconds, something along those lines in speed. So it is a very good radar, actually has a pretty good range. Way better than even the Buck or the Sumpt. So it is going to be an amazing radar. Not that you need these ranges, of course, because, I mean, come on, I mean, it's just, you know, way too much for a normal map. But still, it is a very fast scanning radar that it's going to be very useful. Of course, he can simultaneously detect targets and fire on them, you know, so, yeah, it's going to be a very, very normal radar, but pretty good, right? And then the launcher, of course. So the launcher will be a normal truck as well with the launchers on the back, right? So normally it would have 8 to 12 missiles in the launcher. And the missile that it actually uses is the CAM missile, the CAMM missile. So we have 2 versions, the normal one and the ER version. Both of them are active radar homing, okay? And they both of them have a smaller range than the SAMP T, but it's still pretty good. So the normal cam, it is 25 kilometers of range, and the ER version has around 40-45 kilometers of range, okay? So much better. And these missiles are very fast, supersonic, of course. They're very light missiles. The normal one has a 99 kilograms, and the ER one has 160. And yeah, I don't know how much these missiles can turn. Why is that? Because it is a very early stage of service missile, right? So you normally don't have a lot of information about how much these missiles can actually turn, okay? So I couldn't confirm. But remember this. These missiles, they come from the same technology used on the ASRAAM, right? The Advanced Short Range Air-to-Air Missile that the British have. And with that in mind, it will probably turn very, very well, right? I would assume that it is on the very least 40, probably 50 Gs of turn. That would be probably my idea. With these ranges, it is going to be pretty good. I still think that the Italian-French ones, you know, the SAMP T that will be coming, and even the Buck, I mean, the Buck will have a longer range, but a worse turn, right? Will probably be better depending on situations, but it doesn't mean that this thing is a bad missile system. It is going to be probably very similar to something like the SLM Iris T, okay? But with an active radar homing missile instead of an IR missile, okay? So nothing too crazy over here, but it is going to be a pretty good system. And I gotta be honest, the UK deserved this and finally is receiving a pretty amazing ground-to-air missile, right? Or an anti-air system, okay? So this is the Sky Saber. Landscepter. It is basically just 3 trucks probably in the game, I think, right? 3 trucks, 1 radar, very tall antenna, very good radar, one of the best in the game, if not the best. The missile maybe doesn't have a lot of range, but it will have a lot of performance in the terms of turn, and it will be amazing at targets that are flying high. Remember, the problem with active radar homing is multipath. This is something that AIM-120 already suffers from the American AA system, and you will see these systems suffering as well. The Buck M3, the Sun PT, and the Sky Saber, they all will be suffering from multipath. If the target is flying low, you cannot hit them because of the way that the active radar homing work in the game, okay? So, amazing, but it has that little thing to talk about. So, basically, this is it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know in the comments what you think about the Sky Saber. So, I see you guys in another video. See ya, guys. Bye.